Welcome to Heartfelt Hustle, the podcast that dives deep into the heart and hustle of entrepreneurship, where our dreams meet reality and where our passions fuel our success. I'm your host, Sushmita Jain, a launch strategist and operations director, founder of an outsourcing agency. Most of my clients call me their right hand woman, and most importantly, a curious soul as well as a nerd. I am here to share my experiences. I am here to share my insights. I am here to share practical tips that will help you build a thriving and a sustainable business. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned business owner, or someone looking to infuse more heart into your hustle, I am here and this podcast is for you. Each week, we'll dive into topics ranging from reconnecting to your passions, your soul, your why, and overcoming the roadblocks of your growth journey. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's dig into this heartfelt hustle together. Hey, welcome back to Heartfelt Hustle. If you've ever found yourself getting excited about a new strategy, a new tool, or even a brand new product idea or a brand new offer idea while you're working on one, a brand new business idea for God's sake, only to abandon it in a few weeks' time because something else grabbed your attention? Well, in that case, this episode is for you. We are in an era where strategies, tools, and trends are literally constantly popping up. It wouldn't be an understatement if I said they're literally popping up as if mushrooms are popping up. Yeah. So every other day, there's a new marketing hack or a new social media platform or even a new course platform that pops up and promises to be the thing to transform your business. And honestly, it's exhausting, it's overwhelming, and it's like there's so much already on your backlog, and then you're thinking, oh, is this another thing that I need to add on my list? And if we are not careful, we can spend more time chasing the next big thing instead of actually building our business. And that is exactly why I wanted to talk about shiny object syndrome today, because I know firsthand how easy it is to get caught up in it. And I literally get it. I mean, because as a manifesting generator, I am naturally wired to be multi passionate, to be curious, and always be excited about new ideas. I, being a nerd, love trying and testing things out, analyzing them, making my notes around them, sharing those things with my clients, with my friends, and also thinking about ideas on maybe what I would love to test, implement, and make things work in my own business as well. And like I said, it's literally my design to explore, pivot, and move quickly. But here's the tricky part. If I don't channel that energy properly, I can end up chasing distractions instead of actually making real progress. So, early on in my business, like when I was transitioning from running my freelance business back then to how to get it online, how am I supposed to maybe take the things I'm doing on this local level to a global level, I thought every new strategy, every new software, or every another course or membership I would come across would be the thing to help me scale faster. I spent money on things I never finished. I jumped between platforms. I kept switching gears instead of refining what was already working. Now, raise your hand if that sounds familiar. Raise your hand if you have been intentionally or unintentionally been doing the same. Because
this con like literally this constant switching gears does slow us down instead of it building momentum. And today, I want to help you break free from this cycle so you can embrace your natural excitement for new ideas without letting it derail your focus. So, grab your coffee, put your distractions on pause, and let's dive in. And so, while we are actually on this topic and while we are talking about it, what is shiny object syndrome? Like, why does it happen? I mean, is it just about chasing trends? Well, I feel and I believe that shiny object syndrome isn't just about chasing trends, it's about distractions. It's that urge to pivot, to start something new because it feels fresh, it feels exciting. And for those of us who are manifesting generators, just like me, or who are multi passionate entrepreneurs in general, this can feel like second nature. We love variety, we get bored easily, and we move fast. But here is the kicker: new does not always mean better, it just means new. There it is. I said it. New doesn't always mean better. It just means new. So, why do we fall into this trap? Like, why do we always freaking fall for it? Well, it's simple. There are things which we are trying to find answers for, and there are these illusions which sometimes get presented in front of us as the solutions, and that's the reason why we fall for it. I mean, we often see others using a new system or maybe a new strategy, and we think, hmm, maybe that must be the secret I'm missing. Or you just, you know, you have the FOMO kicking in and you're like, well, I don't want to be left behind. And that's the exact reason why I'm going to hop on that trend and test it out and see how it works for me. Where you are giving yourself the justification that you're testing things out or you're testing an idea out. But, there's a big, big but there, which is that have you given the current idea that you've been working on a fair shot? Or is it that you're just falling for the FOMO? Or there are also times when we do lack our priorities or clarity on our priorities. And if you don't have a roadmap, we end up going in circles. We end up chasing whatever looks like promising instead of sticking to a focused plan, to a focused strategy, to a focused process. And what is the biggest cost of it all? The answer is lost momentum. Every time you switch gears, you're starting over. It's like planting a seed but never watering it long enough to see it grow, and then thinking, I'm not a great gardener. Well, to be very honest, you have to actually nurture every single seed for it to grow. And then you can make the decision whether you are a great gardener or not. So, how do we break free? How do we break free? Well, I do want to share some ideas we could work on together because I've been testing them out myself. And that's the exact reason why I'm sharing them with you as well. So, there are a few ways you could stay focused and avoid the shiny object syndrome because, you know, it's all about we working things out together, isn't it? So, one big thing that always does work for me is to reconnect with my big picture goals. So instead of asking everything that I want to do, which is like, oh my God, I love this and this is very exciting, I'll be like, okay, this sounds exciting and I really want to try it out and test it out. But does this really align with my long term vision? Because again, as an MG, I know my energy thrives when I follow what excites me, but not every idea is meant to be acted on immediately. So, if it is something which maybe does not right now align with my long term vision, I'm not going to work on it for now. But so it's simple, before saying yes to something new, I do quick check ins myself. Like, does this support my business goals for the next 6 to 12 months? Do I have the time, energy, and resources to implement it fully or to even like properly work towards it? Will it replace or enhance something that I'm already doing? If the answer is no or not now, then in that case it's just a distraction, and it is something that I could work on in the coming time, but not now, right? Then another of my favorite things that I like to do is that I give myself 24 hours to make the decision. So like I said, I move fast, but sometimes that speed might literally lead to impulsive choices and decisions. So from now on, before jumping in into anything, I make myself wait a day and I revisit with a clear mind. If it still feels like a smart move, then I explore it further. So again, I ask myself things like, is this the best use of my time right now? Because again, time is a precious resource, and the way we spend it, we want to be mindful about it. So, or do I need to master what I already have been working on before adding in something new? Again, another question which is like really a kicker once you get the answer from. And the answer is yes, then you know what to do. And then there's also one thing that I've actually added some time ago, and this is on my Notion, which is that I have a someday list or a someday page on my Notion with someday task list, which has my personal task, my business task. It has its categorizations and distinctions, but we don't need to discuss that right now. Basically, what I'm saying is that, it's literally like a distraction parking lot for me where I just write down, document all of my ideas, which I feel I want to work on at some point of time and, bring them out and implement these, but maybe right now is not the right time. So instead of losing those ideas over the period of time because I got hit by an inspiration or I loved something, maybe I did come across and it gave me an idea to work out how I could work it out in my business or, you know, in my life, I would just make all of those notes in this someday list page, and if and when I feel I have time and availability, I go through that page and I try and find out ideas which I could work on next and add them to my pipeline. So it's just like, look at it in this way. Just like big businesses have product roadmap for their, softwares or apps that maybe like, for example, Notion has its own product roadmap. So they're not working on all of the ideas together, is it? They have those ideas and they're working on them one by one. We suggest them ideas based on, the questions we ask, the information we share with them, the customer support we have, like the discussions. They have their own creators, the creators they work with and stuff like that. So similarly, you don't have to work on all of the ideas together. So you can pick from those ideas what you want to next work on when you have the time and availability. So that's not gonna disrupt your current momentum. You still have those ideas stored somewhere, and when is the time, you can literally, instead of starting from like a blank slate, work on those ideas one by one. So that's one of the things you could try out as well. And if you're not obviously using Notion, you can still have, or like a separate journal, which is like your ideas journal or your notebook could have a separate section where you note down your ideas, or on Google, you could have a separate document where you document all of those ideas. There are limitless possibilities based on what you love, how you want to implement it. This is me just giving you an idea, right? So, and because I'm giving you a piece of advice and we are talking about, how we could implement these things, I would also like you to be mindful of the input you have coming your way. So limit your input and choose your mentors wisely as well, because not every piece of advice is meant for us. If we are following numerous different coaches and numerous different strategies, you are always going to feel like you are falling behind. And as an MG, I love learning from different sources. I love nodding out. I also know that you know, just testing things out works for me. I am a trial and error person, but I also know one thing is that too much input is equal to too much distraction. So instead, I choose limited people I follow. I choose limited people I am analyzing and testing things out with. And it's all based on what truly aligns with my business. And I commit to implementing and testing these things out. So, less noise, more focus is the kind of is the kind of thing I'm focusing on, and I would definitely recommend that for you as well. So because it's simple, we are just sometimes chasing new things because we feel we are not moving fast enough, but it's simple. And progress will only happen when we stay consistent. So we've got to celebrate the progress we are making currently. We have to celebrate the small wins we are making, and we have to be, consistent with it. And take time to acknowledge what is already working before jumping on into something new. So ask yourself, have I fully optimized what I'm currently doing? Because small, steady progress is going to beat scattered action every single time. If you want, you can quote me on that, right? So before we leave, let's wrap up, because I want you to have and I want you to focus on few things, which is to clear on your long-term vision, use a decision making filter system before jumping on into something new, keep a not now or someday list to literally park your distractions instead of them being parked in your mind and space. Let them be parked on your systems and tools which you can go back to when you have the time and availability. Be selective about who and what you listen to, and celebrate the small wins to stay motivated. So that's it. You know, take 5 minutes today, and if you want, just review the last three investment or strategies you've tried, and just, if you want, journal on them, which is, did you finish them? Were they necessary or were they just a distraction? And if you are constantly chasing new things without following through, it's time to pause. It's time to refocus. It's time to regroup yourself. And like I said, less noise equals more focus, and that is going to lead you to your next breakthrough. So, if you've loved today's episode, I would love to hear from you. We would also love to get a short little, sweet little, review down, or DM me on Instagram and let me know maybe what's the last shiny object you chase and how did that work out for you. So, that's it. And if you feel this is an episode which would resonate with one of your friends or your business buddy, or even with someone who is like literally chasing shiny objects in their life right now at this moment, share this episode with them. Until next time, stay focused and be consistent. Bye for now.